Hey, it's Isaac from TheBOS, and in this video I'm going to show you how our invoice reminders work. So you'll need the right permission to do this, but once you have that, you can navigate to debt management and reminder settings, which will take you to this page. This lists out all our current debt reminder settings. So you can see mostly we nag every day for certain types of invoices. So here, DVA payers every day will nag for invoices that are 7 days overdue, for example. I'll show you how to make a new one. So we'll just click new rule here. And then we'll choose which org node it's going to apply to. So you could make it at the top level, apply to every invoice in the whole company, or you could lock it down to a certain location or division. From here, we can choose which payer categories we're going to apply to. So I'm going to make this particular one apply to NDIS plan managers, and we'll click create from there. Okay, so now that we've done that, we now have this new one here. It's not live yet until we publish it, so I can click publish whenever I'm ready. And you'll see here's the settings we've entered before, but we also have a couple of extra settings on this page. So maximum reminders to send per invoice. This will stop us nagging for an invoice if we've already sent a few reminders. So for example, if every week you're nagging for an invoice that hasn't been paid, after a year you've sent 50 nags, maybe we should just stop doing that once we've sent 3. Sounds like a sensible period. The second one is the cooldown. This is how often we will nag for the same invoice. So if somebody sent a reminder yesterday manually, we're not going to send another automatic one a day later because that's it hasn't been 7 days since the last reminder went out. Okay, now from here, we're going to actually add the schedules. So this here just defines what type of invoices based on the payer and location. The schedule defines how often we'll send it. So what we might do for this one is every day, starting from today, February 5, I'm going to look for invoices where it's exactly 7 days old. So we're going to go from 7 to 7. So that means today, it'll find invoices created on the 29th of January. Cool. Send at most, let's go 3 again. And we don't want to do it more than once every 7 days. Again, if you have multiple schedules, this is really important. Otherwise, these settings for the whole invoice automation would already take effect anyway. And then from here, we can choose how we're going to do it. So we're going to send, you owe us some cash. I probably wouldn't use that, but this is a testing account, so that's okay. And then what do we want to attach? So we can attach every invoice, or we can group them up in a zip file for each patient. So imagine if you're sending to NDIS plan managers, if there's only one invoice, it doesn't really matter. They're just going to get the one. But if this one plan manager treats multiple patients, right, we can say send them the 10 invoices or send them 2 zip files, one for each of the patients, and each one of those will have the 4 or 5 invoices that haven't been paid yet. Just that way it's grouped up. So on the receiving side, they can go through and go, here's a zip file for patient 1 with the invoices, and they can work through that, and it's a bit nicer than getting an email with 50 attachments. From here, this is the message that will actually appear in the email. Hi, just checking on payment for this. And then we can chuck in some stuff here, patient name, all that sort of stuff. All right, and then we can also choose who it goes to. So traditionally, you'd either send it to the payer or patient. This means if the invoice has a payer, it'll go to the payer. If not, it'll go to the patient. You might only want it to go to the payer. And sometimes you might also want it to go to a specific address. The main time I've seen this used is for DVA invoices, and we'll actually email ourselves at company.com saying you didn't do this invoice properly. Just this way, we're nagging our own admin team saying, hey, we didn't send, this invoice hasn't been paid yet. You probably need to look into the claim. We've probably done something wrong with provider numbers or some other information. And it just means instead of it getting forgotten about, we're proactively nagging ourselves. So that's another way you can use this. The best way to roll this out is to just do a small thing at a time. So maybe just roll out with a few patients or one payer. Make sure you've got all your settings correct and everyone's happy with how it's working, and then sort of go big and roll it out using it across the whole company. If you have any questions, get in touch with us. I'd love to help you out with all this sort of stuff. This is Isaac from TheBOS, and hope you love the video.